Hi friends, it's Miss Cathy from the Mary L. Cook Public Library. Welcome to Storytime. Well, as you can see, I'm not at the library today. I'm here in front of my house. Our stories and activities today are all about houses. Do you live in a house or in an apartment? Have you ever seen a house being built? There's a lot of work that goes into that, and that's what our first story is going to be about today. So let's get started. Open and shut them, open and shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open and shut them, open and shut them. Fold them in your lap, lap, lap. Let's get started with our first story, Jack's House.
Jack's House by Karen Magnuson Beale. Illustrated by Mike Wohnoutka. Published by Holiday House. This is Jack. And this is the house that Jack said he built. But here is the real story and pictures to prove it. This is the bulldozer that scraped the land for Jack's house. This is the backhoe that dug the cellar where the land was scraped for Jack's house. This is the cement mixer that poured the floor where the cellar was dug, where the land was scraped for Jack's house. This is the forklift that hoisted bricks to build the walls, where the floor was poured, where the cellar was dug, where the land was scraped for Jack's house. This is the rack truck that delivered windows to let in light, where the walls were bricked, where the floor was poured, where the cellar was dug, where the land was scraped for Jack's house. This is the boom truck that raised the shingles to the roof, where the windows were framed, where the walls were bricked, where the floor was poured, where the cellar was dug, where the land was scraped for Jack's house. This is the dump truck that hauled 2 trees to shade the house, where the roof was nailed, where the windows were framed, where the walls were bricked, where the floor was poured, where the cellar was dug, where the land was scraped for Jack's house. This is the van that brought the hammock, cozy and snug, where the trees were planted and the roof was nailed, and the windows were framed and the walls were bricked, and the floor was poured and the cellar was dug, and the land was scraped for Jack's house. This is Jack, relaxing out back. This is the dog who did all the work. And this is the pickup truck that carried away a patch of grass, 2 trees, the hammock, and Jack. This is the house that Max built.
Well, we're ready for our first activity, which is an action rhyme. So if you want to stand up right where you are at home, we'll go through the words and motions. It starts out with, I'm going to build a little house with windows wide and bright. We'll just hold our arms out wide. With chimney tall, we'll just lift our arms up over our head. And curling smoke, like when you light a fire in your fireplace, and we're just going to curl our hands up to the sky. Curling smoke rising out of sight. In winter, when the snowflakes fall, or when I hear a storm, we'll just cup our ears. I'll go inside my house where I'll be snug and warm. And we'll just rub our arms like we're warming up by the fire. All right, I think you have the words and the motions. Let's go ahead with our rhyme together. I'm going to build a little house with windows wide and bright, with chimney tall and curling smoke rising out of sight. In winter, when the snowflakes fall, or when I hear a storm, I'll go and sit inside my house where I'll be snug and warm. Great job on that action rhyme. It is time for our story about Purple Little Bird and finding a house.
Purple Little Bird by Greg Foley, published by Balzer and Bray. Purple Little Bird loved everything purple. He lived in a purple little house with a purple little fence and a very purple garden. Purple Little Bird worked hard to make his house perfect, but no matter what he did, something was not quite right. So one day he packed a bag and went looking for a truly perfect place. Purple Little Bird walked all the way to Brown Bear's cave. "I'm looking for the perfect place," he said. "My cave is warm and cozy," said Brown Bear. "It is warm and cozy," said Purple Little Bird, "but it's too dark." So Purple Little Bird climbed a steep cliff to see Gray Goat. "I'm looking for the perfect place," he said. "It's bright and sunny here," said Gray Goat. "It is bright and sunny," said Purple Little Bird, "but it's too windy." Purple Little Bird continued on until he met Yellow Camel. "Maybe this is the perfect place," he said. "My desert is nice and quiet," said Yellow Camel. "It is nice and quiet," said Purple Little Bird, "but it's too dusty." Then Purple Little Bird found Blue Frog in his pond. "I hope this is the perfect place," he said. "My pond is very cool and refreshing," said Blue Frog. "It is cool and refreshing," said Purple Little Bird, "but it's too damp." So Purple Little Bird kept going until he saw a beautiful tree. 3 pink possums hung there in a row. He told the pink possums all the places he'd been. "We know a place," they said, "that isn't too dark, windy, dusty, or damp." So Purple Little Bird followed the possums. To his surprise, they stopped at a purple little house with a purple little fence and a very purple garden. Purple Little Bird looked around. "You know what's wrong with this place," he said. "It's much too purple. But now I know what to do." So they made it perfect.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the story about Little Purple Bird. And he sure saw a lot of houses of many different colors. And as you can see on the flannel board, I have some houses of very different colors. We're going to count and name our colors together in this activity. So first, why don't you count the houses with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great job. Now let's see if we can count down from 6. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Now let's see if we can name our colors. This house is purple. You've got it, just like a Little Purple Bird. How about this one? What color is this house? Orange. Very good. How about up here? This is my favorite color. Green. This is a greenhouse. How about this one? Like the desert and the camel in our story. Yellow. That house was too dusty for Little Purple Bird, wasn't it? How about this one? What color is this house? Red. Very good. And this one? Blue. You know your colors. Excellent job. Well, we're going to finish with our last story about the house in the night.
The House in the Night by Susan Marie Swanson. Illustrated by Beth Krommes. Published by Houghton Mifflin Company. Here is the key to the house. In the house burns a light. In that light rests a bed. On that bed waits a book. In that book flies a bird. In that bird breathes a song, all about the starry night. Through the dark glows the moon. On the moon's face shines the sun. Sun in the moon, moon in the dark. Dark in the song, song in the bird. Bird in the book, book on the bed. Bed in the light, light in the house. Here is the key to the house. In the house in the night. A home full of light.
Well, our story time has come to an end. Thank you for joining me as we enjoyed stories and activities all about houses. Just a reminder that our curbside pickup hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You may use the online catalog to request books or send an email to Miss Cathy. Well, it's time to say goodbye, so let's tickle the clouds, tickle your toes, turn around and tickle your nose. Reach down low, reach up high. Story time's over, so wave goodbye. See you the next time.